Pinchen from Canine Vitality. Now, today I wanted to share with you something that I hope will make you think a little bit more carefully about your dog's nutritional status. Now, I know that when it comes to the best way to feed our dogs, opinions are widely divided and no one can really seem to agree. And while I believe that everyone's opinion should be valued, when it comes to the diet, I think we all really need to look to Mother Nature and biology for our answers because they never lie. Now, I remember years ago when I got my first dog, I dutifully followed as my vet recommended and I started feeding my dog a vet prescribed commercial food. Now, my dog at the time, she really hated this food, but more than that, she developed many health problems that simply were not improved by using this food. Now, that was nearly 30 years ago, and I had little knowledge of an optimal diet for the dog back then, but needless to say, her health was less than optimal. Now, fast forward to today, and thankfully I have a better understanding now of what constitutes a more appropriate diet for dogs. And I believe that word appropriate is the most important takeaway from today's post. So, is the food that you're currently feeding your dog appropriate to them as a species? Now, I have many people ask me about all sorts of different diets, from commercial to cooked, vegan, vegetarian, half kibble, half raw, and so on. And I would say to all of these that none of them are really truly appropriate to the dog as a species. Now, as a carnivore, the dog is perfectly designed to consume a diet of raw meat, bones, fat, and organ meat. From their teeth and jaw, their powerful stomach acid, short digestive tract, and lack of certain digestive enzymes, all of this allows them to consume these large amounts of these types of foods rapidly and digest them in a really short period of time. This means that they're easily able to cope with the many bacteria found in raw meats due to such a rapid digestive process. Now, bacteria simply just don't have time to cause issues. But it also means that certain foods, such as grains that require a longer digestive time, become highly problematic. And it also requires that because the digestive tract is so short, it's important that they eat a highly nutritious diet that can supply high levels of vitamins, minerals, and other essential nutrients. However, the dog is, as a species, one of the most adaptable and resilient of animals, and it's learned to cope with some degree of taking in a whole wide variety of foods that are not really appropriate, from commercial food to grains, etc. And rather than these inappropriate foods causing the dog to die, it leads to really what I like to call a slow burn of degenerative symptoms and disease states. Now, pet food manufacturers would really love you to believe anything but this, but if we're talking about human diets, there would be an outrage if we were told that we should be feeding our children junk food every day and that this was nutritionally appropriate for them. But it seems when it comes to our dogs, we still tend to turn a blind eye to this, and the resilience of our dog means that while they may not be dying straight away, what's really happening over time is that we have dogs that are now becoming sicker and sicker, slowly but surely. Now, rather than having optimally healthy pets, we're seeing an increase in a whole range of chronic degenerative diseases that are very similar to many of the same conditions we are seeing in ourselves. And while there are many contributing factors to the development of any disease state, from toxins to vaccinations, etc., the biggest and easiest of these to control for our dogs is their diet. So by feeding them a diet that is appropriate to them as a species, and by focusing on natural living foods rather than commercially prepared foods high in grains and other indigestible and nutrient poor foods, we have the best chance possible of keeping them strong and healthy for as long as we possibly can. So please just consider these words today and relate them to your own dog and how you are currently feeding them. Are they eating a species appropriate diet made up of raw and fresh foods, or are they eating something a little bit different? Now, if you're ever unsure of the best way to feed your dog, simply think about how they would be eating in the wild and then adapt this to your own situation. So I hope this post has helped you a little bit, and don't forget to like, comment and share. Also subscribe to my channel for the latest updates, and I'd really love to hear your thoughts and feedback about your dog's diet and what you think about today's post. Hopefully I'll catch up with you soon in our next video, and we'll talk to you then. Bye for now.